What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica and today I am bringing you my top 20 look for the NYX FACE Awards. The theme this time around was Machinist. So I wanted to bring you guys something grimy and grungy, so I created this dieselpunk style Mad Max inspired makeup look. If you guys enjoyed this look and feel like I should move on to the next round of the FACE Awards into the top 12, then please go vote for me and this look in this video at faceawards.com. You can vote 3 times a day from June 15th till the 21st. I cannot move into the next round without you guys, so your help and your votes are so much appreciated. And I wanted to just thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the support and love you've given me thus far. So without further ado, let's jump into the look. I'm going to start off by prepping my skin with the Vici Laboratories Mineral 89 Face Serum. I'm just using 2 pumps of that and massaging it into my skin. Next, I'm going to follow that up with the NYX Honey Dew Me Up Face Primer. For foundation, I'm going to be using the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation in the shade Porcelain, and just using a beauty sponge to blend that in. For this look, I'm going to be blocking out one of my brows, so I'm just using a glue stick to flatten down the hairs as much as possible, doing about 2 to 3 coats of this, and then using the NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder to set over that, and then I'm using the NYX Gotcha Covered Concealer to start covering up that brow, and you're just going to want to switch back and forth between the powder and the concealer until you achieve the amount of coverage that you want. Next, I'm going to use the NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade in the shade Black, and just using that to fill in my other brow. I'm using the NYX Wonder Stick, which is a new favorite product of mine, to contour my nose and my forehead, and then using the lighter side to highlight under my eyes and on the bridge of my nose. And I'm blending that all in with the beauty sponge. Next, using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso, I'm using this to sketch out the entire lower portion mask bit of my face as well as the eyepiece. The really nice thing I noticed about using this product to sketch out our layout is that it was very easy to kind of maneuver and erase and reposition things without it affecting too much else. Using the white SFX cream color, I'm using this to fill in the teeth of this look, and then going in with the silver cream color and using this along the area around the mouth, not worrying too much about being perfect with it. It's primarily just going to be acting as a base for us. Next, I'm going in with the NYX Vivid Brights cream color in the shade Lamb Rock, and I'm using this as a perfect copper base along all the areas that I want to make copper, so the little connecting points around the nose and along the sides of the chin. After that, I'm grabbing the Vivid Brights in shade Pillow Talk and using this along the chin and jawline area, and I'm just kind of starting to utilize these colors to section off all these parts of the face mask into the different tones that I want to go for. And then I'm finishing off the cheek areas with the black SFX cream color. I'm using the SFX setting powder to set everything I've just done to create a nice base that everything else can blend easily on top of. Using the Perfect Filter palette in Gloomy Days, I'm taking the matte black shade and using this to start to create shadow and depth along the edges of the mouth area. So I'm just going in with that and placing it down and blending it out a little bit just to start creating that illusion. Next, I'm taking the NYX That's the Point eyeliner in Hella Fine to start outlining and defining all the teeth, and then using that same eyeliner I'm going to go in and start outlining all the individual areas of our little dieselpunk face mask. Using the NYX matte eyeshadow in the shade Lap Dance, I'm lightly brushing this over the teeth area just to take some of that starkness from the white, and then using the silver color from that Perfect Filter palette, I'm using this on a small brush to start creating that illusion of gums. Next, I'm grabbing the NYX Primal Colors in the shade Hot Black, and this is actually a very dark black, so I'm using this in the deepest crevices of the mouth area and making sure to really pack that color in there, and then using a fluffy brush to blend it out more towards the center to create that blend. And then I'm going in with the NYX Pigments in the shade Shanghai Sun and using this over all our predetermined copper areas to really make it pop. Then I'm using the NYX Shimmer Down pigment in the shade Walnut and going over the cheek areas. Next, I'm using the NYX pigments in the shade Gunmetal, and I'm focusing this on the remaining areas of our lower face, so the chin and the jawline. And I'm also making sure to completely cover my ears with this too, just for aesthetic purposes, I guess you can say. That way the line of this isn't just abrupt once it gets to the ear, and it just continues on all the way back, flows back into my hair. I'm going back in with that same eyeliner pen to redefine and sharpen up all the lines. At this point, we're going to start adding texture and details to our metallic bits. After laying that out, I am then taking some black eyeshadow and starting to shade in and blend out some of those areas to soften them up a little bit and give it dimension, making sure to cast shadows where shadows would be. Going back in with that metallic silver eyeshadow, I'm using that on a flat brush to get in between these little vented areas along the jawline. And then to kind of give it a mixed medium effect, I'm grabbing some nuts, bolts, and gears and gluing them to my face. Try not to be overly excessive with it. I'm adhering this with lash glue, by the way, not actual glue, just to make it clear. And then I'm going back in with some black eyeshadow and going in between all the teeth and blending it upwards to diffuse it a little bit and essentially soften yet define all these areas. For me, I've noticed the best way to try to achieve something realistic looking is just continuously going back over that area again and again, building up shadows, blending stuff out until it just looks like you want it to look. And it unfortunately takes a lot of time sometimes, but it's worth it in the end. So because metal is shiny, we want to make sure that we add some highlights to this look. So I'm going in with the white cream paint and placing that on the high points of these areas to give it a high shine effect. And now for my favorite part of this look. So I went to the hardware store and I picked up some thin, clear plastic tubing and some small washers, and I hot glued the tubing to the washers after cutting them down to size. I'm just finding out where on my face that's going to sit, and then I am using liquid latex to create a base on the skin where I'm going to be placing the 2 points of this tubing and creating a small little circle over that latex with some cotton. It's going to stabilize the whole thing. I tried to adhere this to my face previously using just spirit gum, but that was not strong enough to hold the weight of this on my face without it just falling off, no matter how long I held it in place. I'm also making sure to dip both ends of the tubing, and as that's drying down, I am going over again just more layers of liquid latex and cotton, just stabilizing the areas as needed with the cotton and molding it and shaping it into kind of almost like a lug nut kind of shape, so it still goes with our aesthetic here today. And then once that's all dried down completely, I'm going in with the Perfect Filter eyeshadow palette in Olive You, and I'm grabbing the 2 coppery orange shades in the palette and mixing them and coloring in our little handmade lug nut guys, so that way it fits in with the texture of our whole look. So I'm going in and primarily using those 2 shades to completely shade them in, and then also going in with the matte black eyeshadow to give it a little bit of grit and dirt, and also making sure to utilize that around the base of it all, so it kind of gives it that shadow, and also making sure to put it inside where the tubing meets in with the lug nut. And then I'm also going back in with that eyeliner pen and just creating an outline circle around the base of the whole thing. Now moving on to the eyes. So I'm using the NYX Pigment Primer to prep my upper and lower eyelids. And then going back in with that Perfect Filter palette, I'm using the white shade to just do a quick base over the whole thing. And then using that taupey gray shade in the palette, I'm placing this in the crease and just blending like crazy. I'm slowly adding that matte black shade in the same palette into the crease and blending it out and building it up. This one is a little bit of a softer black, so I'm kind of just slowly building it up, and then also dragging that onto the lid and also all along the lower lash line. The nice thing about this look is we are going for a really grungy look, so don't be afraid to blow this out to kingdom come. I'm dipping back into that black primal color to really make our blacks blacker. I'm also using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Black Bean in the waterline. Going back in with our concealer, I'm using this to cut the crease, but we're only going to be doing it on that first inner half of the eye. I'm trying to be as clean and as sharp and as precise as possible with this, making sure to blend out the area where it meets in the middle of the lid so we don't get any crazy surprises. Using that metallic coppery shade in the Perfect Filter palette, I am placing this in our cut crease, and taking some black eyeshadow, I'm further defining that cut crease line, and I'm also extending it a little bit past my natural eye shape on that inner corner. I'm using the NYX glitter primer over our cut crease area, and then covering that with the NYX loose glitter in Dubai Bronze. So glittery. Then I'm going ahead and doing a dramatic wing liner using the NYX Epic Pen Liner, and I'm also using that Hella Fine Micro eyeliner on the inner corner to kind of drag down that tear duct area just a little bit more, give it a little edge. Next, I'm using the NYX Worth the Hype mascara on my top and bottom lashes. I'm then going in with the Wicked Lashes in number 15 and placing that on my eyeball. And then I'm going in with some black eyeshadow and just haphazardly dragging this down my cheek to get that mascara run, grimy, I don't give a fudge look about us. Now give yourself a creepy eye to look really spooky. Going back in with that Vivid Brights in the shade Pillow Talk, I'm using this to completely fill in our eye gear area. And then I'm using that NYX pigment in Gunmetal to go over that to give it that metallic sheen. I'm then using the eyeliner pen to just sketch out that whole area and outline it. And then using the NYX white cream color, I'm doing little dots in between all those little gear extensions, making sure to outline that as well. I'm taking that silver metallic eyeshadow from before and just kind of placing this over some of the high points of this gear. And then I'm using the black eyeliner to kind of create dash marks along that inner C area. Also doing the same thing with the white cream paint. And then I'm going in between all the little prong guys with some black eyeshadow to make them stand out a little bit more. And then going in with that Vivid Brights in Glam Rock. I'm using this to almost kind of create kind of like a textured, rusty kind of effect. So I'm just kind of placing this randomly over the gear. And then to finish the whole look, I'm going to use my Vici thermal water and just misting that all over my face to set it. And voila, we are done. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me today and watching this video. If you liked the look, be sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel for future shenanigans, and also be sure to share this with your friends if you feel like they should go see it. And also don't forget to go vote at faceawards.com for my look so I can make it into the top 12 and continue on in this competition and to continue creating fun, crazy content for you guys. This competition has definitely kind of pushed me to get creative again with my craft, and I absolutely love it for that. And again, thank you guys so much for your support so far. It honestly, truly, in every way means the world to me. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Mwah!